Welcome, everybody. IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. New York Pete here with the Tipsy Toaster.
The crazy toaster tonight.
Oh, you're losing your circuits. Is that what you're saying? Your circuit boards are melting?
Just too much going on. Too many things
Don't
setting up. Didn't have enough.
no,
Didn't have enough time.
don't let the circuits overwhelm you, man. It's not worth it. I'm telling you now. However, real quick, we have Lola, Mike Russo, we have Lee Jacobson, George G, all in the house, including Razor Ramon and Chris Dykes. Thanks for joining us live right at the beginning of the show. We have a lot going on tonight. So we have special guests. We have all kinds of announcements, reviews. We're going to talk about books and comic books, and you might even see Tipsy Toaster's head explode.
Nah, probably not.
Okay, cool.
Although you're off crooked, so you're driving me a little insane. Do you want me to fix you, or can you fix yourself?
Where?
You're off to the. You're right.
Well, can you see the IFB? I'll fix myself, but I like the idea that you
There
can
you go.
see.
That's better.
There you go. Is that better? Okay.
Are you
'Cause
standing up? Is that the standing desk thing?
I am standing up, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a problem with
Stand
people
to
that
your
stand?
left more.
Do you have a problem with people that stand? Is that it?
No,
You have a
I can
standing
just tell
problem.
something's different. It's not the norm, sir. You are breaking the rules, breaking the
IFB,
breaking everything the way thing was set up already. So
you're having a moment, aren't you?
Nah,
You are having a. Yes,
I'm just ready for my beer, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Well, then bring it on, man. Get the beer going, because I happen to have.
What do you got tonight? I know I've got a good beer.
Chardonnay. I have Chardonnay with me tonight. What? It's wine. Don't make that face. What does it matter with
I love
you?
it. I love it. What? It's wine. Wine. Oh, it's wine.
It's just one of those days, isn't it?
Yeah.
Time for toast. It sure is, Lola. It's going to be a bottoms up. John Repper, thanks for joining us live on
By your
IF
command. By your command. By your command. I want a beer.
Make it tomorrow. Make it tomorrow. Make it tomorrow. It's in Australia. It's tomorrow.
It is. It's already the future tomorrow. We found that
That's
one out
right,
the
it's
hard
the
way.
future.
Yeah, that was another one of those spastic things I had to do yesterday. So if you missed it, it was a great show. But
It
behind
sure
the
was.
scenes, we were we always talk of be a duck. You know, if you're teaching in front of a class, or you're under a lot of stress or something like that, you be a duck. And a duck is, if you look at a duck on the water, it's nice and smooth on top of the water, but underneath, those little legs are just going
crazy, crazy. Yes, that's true.
And that's kind of what yesterday was, and today
it sure
so
was.
far.
Linda is with us. Linda Russell from the Richard Hatch Memorial page. Thank you very much for joining us live from England. And Chris Leskowski down under. Thanks for joining us live.
Yep,
really
it's 11
appreciate
a.m.
it.
there. He's in the future.
Oh, man. And Sean, greetings. Sean, thanks for joining us. Battlestar Bulletin Board. So we got a bunch of admins, Lola, from the, I guess, Colonial Warriors tonight. So thanks for joining us, the admins and moderators from all the different other sites. So, Chris, ready when you are, man.
Well, I actually got to open mine.
Got to open it?
Yeah, because we had this before, and you liked it a lot.
Yes, that's right. It was very good.
Dragon's milk. I'm having dragon's
milk.
Brought to you by my wallet.
Yes. All of our alcohol, with two exceptions, was taken care of by ourselves. IFB 2 days in a row. I must be dreaming. Good evening, all. Welcome, mediocre modeler.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yes.
IFB 2 days in a row. IFB 2 days in a row.
Oh, boy. Did you make that wish yesterday for the 12-hour? Did you do that?
Yeah, I did it. Actually, I dropped it down for you. I think I dropped it down to an 8-hour. So.
Oh, did you? Thank God. Okay.
Here we go.
Thank you.
Your Chardonnay doesn't make this noise.
My Vulcan Ale did.
Your Vulcan Ale made the stink noise. Oh, this stuff is thick. I swear this could be syrup.
Oh, Sean says, can we do daily? No, my friend, we cannot do daily.
I would, but
Absolutely
Pete
not.
wouldn't. I don't
Yeah,
think I
that's
can
not
handle
happening.
the stress. It depends on how much prep we have in beforehand. I can do it. Yeah, these. I've been struggling to get ready for. I leave tomorrow at 4:30 a.m. To go to New York for New York Comic Con. So I have been struggling to get everything done, and needless to say,
Razor
it's not getting done. So
Razor Ramon says he wants a 12-hour show.
there we go.
Well,
I
we,
I know I could talk for 12 hours. I know I could talk for 24 hours. I
can
just
they
don't know if anybody
listen?
wants to listen to me for 24 hours.
Paul Roder's here with us, the one and only. Thanks for joining us, Paul. Launch when ready.
Yes. All right. So, welcome, fans. You guys fuel the fleet. Tonight, I need some extra fuel. So, I've got some beer, and that's going to help me out a little bit. That's going to calm me down. Get ready for that travel. But we really appreciate you being here. And even if you're joining us live, or if you're not joining us live, or you're joining us in syndication, we really do appreciate you. We appreciate everybody who tries to drive their fandom, no matter what that fandom is. You are important to that fandom, and you're important to us. So, as we always say, fans fuel the fleet.
Here's to you guys. Fans, fuel the fleet. Oh, very good. Excellent. Very good. Tylium charges present. We have them right here, Paul, ready to go for
I
tonight.
almost downed that one.
So
That felt good.
that was excellent. Lola says, "Don't buy everything." That may or may not happen. You don't know. Good evening, mediocre.
Well,
Mama,
Lola, I'll
Linda.
give you a chance. We just got a notification from New York Comic Con that what Eagle Moss is has a virtual booth, which kind of depressing.
Yes. Yeah.
I
What the
was
hell that means?
Yeah, a virtual booth is kind of wimpy, but they have a sale going on, so I'll actually show you guys that here in a little bit. I'll do it. Oh, hang on. It's good to have a mute switch, so when you burp, you don't have that come on. But
Yeah, please. Please, will you? Come on. You're better than that.
it's either that or it's. Got to have the toys,
Oh,
man.
boy.
You need the
You're out
toys.
of control tonight. You really are out of control.
It's been a great, really. It's probably been the most stressful week of my business career, my career, whatever it is. We've been really busy. A lot of high up people getting interviewed and everything else. So I am ready
part of the-
for the weekend. I am ready.
It pays the
for
bills.
tomorrow. Yep.
That's it. By
I
the
am
way,
ready for
Sean
tomorrow.
says, fans fuel the fleet and
Hey,
my
Carl's on.
rum tonight.
Hey, Carl.
And rum tonight.
I
Yeah.
can never say your last name. I'm going to butcher it if I did. I think it's. Never mind. I'm not even going to try.
Who,
We'll have
Carl?
yeah, Carl Kohler-Schmidt. Team BSG Viper. So actually, we
Cool.
need to reach out to you. We just got done doing Baz last night, so we want to reach out to you guys probably and see how y'all put yours together and get the story behind yours. And then we also want to reach out to another individual out in Australia who
Down under.
has
Yeah.
also
Mark
done
one.
a was it Mark 1? But his is
Yeah.
metal, so I'm kind of curious how he does. I was really impressed with Baz's meeting, all the recycled equipment stuff that he's did for it, and how long it's taken for it, and I'm just that's that's pretty cool. So yeah, Carl, we'll be reaching out to you for definite get you to come on. So
Oh, yeah. Thanks for joining us.
yeah, really.
By the way, Linda says, when can we have a con in Brighton, UK? Hey.
I don't know. I think
when-
there is one. I don't know if it's Brighton. I know there's one. There's a big one in the UK.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
If there's
And
one
we
in
will
Brighton,
be-
hey, we're coming over to your house to stay.
That's right. By the way, speaking of conventions, we are attending Comic-Con, right?
Yep.
So we're going to
There you go.
New York Comic-Con. We're
Oh
going
no,
a couple of days, right? We have
that's what's
few
going
days
on tonight.
worth
That got disconnected somehow. Okay,
You
so
did.
it looks like I'm doing the old one by one. There we go.
All right, so we have our passes ready to go for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So any of you that are coming out, you got to let us know so we can meet up. And as a matter of fact, the following Well, at the end of October in the United States, it's Halloween. There's going to be another convention called Fan Expo Denver. And I want to let everybody know that not only did we get media passes, we also have a panel. So it's going to be a really great convention. We're looking forward to it. I've never been to a Fan Expo before, and obviously not in Denver.
Yeah.
And Chris,
You gonna give them the name of the panel?
no, we're gonna wait. We'll wait for that.
Okay.
We'll wait when we get a little closer. We'll announce that.
It's a really great panel. It's actually walnut and
yes, it is different.
yeah, joke time.
That's 80s baby. It's that 80s wood paneling.
Wood
man.
paneling. Oh my gosh, my old basement had that when I was growing up, and we had the
still does.
maroon shag carpet that was in front of the TV. That's what I watched Battlestar Galactica on.
There you go. Oh yeah.
You know, I wouldn't be able to lay on the floor as long as I did. I was a kid now, but when I was down, I was a kid. I was always laying on the floor in the shag carpet. You know, with the, just like the, seat. I could never do that nowadays. I wouldn't be able to get back up.
Yeah, no way.
So.
Oh, Tampa, Florida. Yeah, I don't know, man.
We're thinking about
probably
Pensacon.
is something.
We're thinking about Pensacon. Pensacon's looking pretty interesting.
Name the panel Cylon Death Machine.
I guess they wouldn't call it Pensacolacon. It didn't work. I like Pensacon sounds good, but Pensacolacon would have been even better. It's got a ring to it. Maybe it was already taken.
That's true. Razor Ramon says, name the panel Cylon Death Machine.
Yeah.
That's cool.
You know it.
That's cool. That's
Cylon
awesome. So,
Death
Machine. That's right. It makes it a great name for a metal band. So, anyway, so we have in the wings, we have John1.
Yeah, it's going to take me a minute because I don't have my buttons working.
Oh, okay.
So,
but
I got him.
You got him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a second.
So
I got to unmute him.
right.
I got to figure out which one he is. I think he's one.
By the way, Carl says, can't wait to get the Viper back out to conventions sometime next year. In the works. Oh, man, you got to keep us posted on that, Carl. We want to put the word out. Hey, Eric. Oh, finally here. Thanks for joining us, man. We missed you. So glad you're on live with us. Very cool. Thank you for joining. And, man, we are getting ready to bring on some of our TV and pop culture entertainment critic, John1. He's
we're good.
Going to be coming on with announcements. Okay.
Oh, hang on.
Take it away.
John, I actually got a new video for you. Ready? Here's an intro video for you, John. I don't know. John, say hi for a second. Make sure I got your audio.
Okay, no.
Try again, John.
Did you get it?
Do you hear me now?
Okay, we're good.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
John's quick intro. It's not really long, but it's kind of cool. So, I created this the other day. Get it to stop. There we go. Now I got it to stop.
That's pretty cool.
You're a little low. Hang on, let me bring you up a little. Oh, you're all the way up. All right, we're good. Go ahead.
Oh, you guys hear me good?
Yep. Give me a second. Let me make sure I got your PowerPoint up and running.
I like that intro. There should be more Cylons on those TVs.
I thought so too, but I know Pete would have complained.
Yep.
Pete would have just complained. So.
Yep.
I've got to keep it even keeled.
Yep. I've got to bring over this. Give me a second, John.
And yeah, John, we set you up with you sent over a whole bunch of great imagery. So we want to make sure we take advantage of that. And I think
we're up and running now.
All right. It's all you.
All right.
I could play the intro again if you want, like 5 or 6 more times. Just loop it.
No.
And here's John.
All right, hello everybody. This is John1 reporting for Interfleet Broadcasting, and we have a release date for Book of Boba Fett. See it December 29th on Disney+. Disney, Favreau, you guys are listening. We fans expect big things from this series. You know, Boba Fett has a lot to live up to, so we want to see Boba Fett at his worst. So let's see it. John, don't let us down. All right. Disney's Andor has finished filming. Release date will be sometime next year, maybe after Boba Fett, but hopefully it should probably be by next spring. And the trailer for DC's Peacemaker is out. It's pretty funny. If you watch the trailer, it's pretty funny. So hopefully the series will be good. Starring John Cena, it takes place after the events of the Suicide Squad over the summer, after he's in the hospital. The 8-episode season will be on HBO Max January 2022. Marvel's Eternals hit theaters on November 5th. A little technical difficulty there. 5th, a immortal race of aliens living on Earth team up to fight their enemy, the Deviants, again and again and again. It's just like the comic, but hopefully it's good. Angelina Jolie is in it, so.
Well, hey, then it's got to be good, right?
Yeah, well, hopefully.
She did such a great job in Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yeah, she was pretty good. She was in the other one, too, when she's a forest fire, and she's trying to escape the guys trying to kill her during a forest fire. Those that want me dead. It was pretty good. It's October. Spooky things happen, like Chucky getting his own TV series. See Chucky make friends with Andy and Jane, then kill mom and dad. Watch it on USA Network October 12th. Season 2 of Another Life will air on Netflix this October 14th.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations to Katie Sackhoff for getting married. You know, I understand you had to do things, Katie, but, you know, well, I know
she
Katie,
was supposed to wait for me.
Well, we'll always have Friday nights when you used to be on Battlestar Galactica, Katie, when I used to tell my wife I couldn't go out, and I said I had to watch you.
Oh, boy.
And they're doing kind of a Battlestar Galactica reunion on there, so that's those two people on there.
Those two actors are joining her. So
yeah,
it's pretty good. And let's see. It seems like there will be a reboot for everything: Stargate, Babylon 5, possibly Firefly. Now Sliders. Remember Sliders with Jerry O'Connell?
Yeah.
And, John Rhys Davies. They're going to redo that. And also they're going to do Babylon 5 is too, right? Babylon 5 is going to go on the CW, so it probably won't be aliens fighting, and it'll probably be aliens teen angst, but we'll see. Also, Marvel is considering rebooting its Daredevil Punisher series. They'll still have the original cast. Dennis D'Onofrio will still be Kingpin, but
right.
A different
Are you saying,
storyline.
Is it Daredevil and Punisher, or are they going to join them together?
No, it's going to be Daredevil, Punisher, and Jennifer Jones, I think, and then they want to reboot the whole 3 series.
Oh my gosh! I hope they bring Punisher back. I really love that one.
Yeah, but John Brown thought it was pretty good Punisher. So instead of rebooting it, just continue the series. But
yeah,
we got to spend the money. But all right, we'll see how it comes out. See Night Teeth on October 20th at Netflix. A driver gets stuck during driving 2 female vampires around. It has Megan Fox in as a vampire, so that should be good.
Ah.
DC fans, watch DC Fandom 2021 at 10 a.m. October 9th for trailers, interviews, all things DC, as well as a sneak peek of the new Batman trailer with the guy playing
Marvel.
Batman. I just don't see him.
Have I got the wrong one? That says Marvel on it.
No, that was the coming up with that real quick.
Oh, sorry.
You'll see
I'm earlier.
Black Adam. And some conventions this month. Go to derpy.com in New Brunswick, New Jersey, and also New York Comic Con.
Yes.
At the Javits Center from today to Sunday, I myself be going to my first con, and I will be joining New York Pete and Tipsy Toasted to help spread the silent message of love and understanding one way or the other.
Show me those tickets.
Yes.
Show me those tickets.
All right. Outstanding.
How you going?
That's it.
Oh, boy.
I got to activate my ticket tonight, so I'll be all set. I'll be on the first train at 10 a.m.
Yeah, you better take some time for that.
Trying to activate mine today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't coming up. Wasn't coming up.
Oh, it's a pain in the neck.
Oh, great. All right, I got all night. Let me get my cold beer ready.
Yeah, he does have all night. He doesn't have to drive 5 hours tomorrow morning.
That's right.
I have to get the kids tomorrow, so it'll be just like getting up at 5 and driving 4 hours again.
That's it.
At school. This October 12th will be a big day for none other than William Shatner as he joins other billionaires on the New Shepard, and he's going to be taking a trip to space. Now we can say Captain Kirk was actually in space. Safe trip, Captain Kirk. Hope
But
you're
you-
outstanding.
enjoy yourself.
But you
up there.
can't say it was no man or no man has gone before, because all sorts of people have gone there already.
You'll be the
Better
first.
late than
It will
never.
be-
That's it.
It will be a great trip for me.
I wonder if he'll sing a song like Rocket Man.
He better have a Star Trek shirt on, man. I want to see him wear the Kirk shirt as he goes up.
That's it. Have you seen
That's what I was
Rocket
hoping.
Man?
Yes, the video, Rocket
The
Man.
video
He's
Rocket Man.
actually
If you haven't, you
smoking
have to look.
instead of
Don't
singing
go now, guys. Everybody, just stay where you're at. Don't leave. But after the show, enjoy a Rocket Man music video by none other than William Shatner. It's amazing.
And he came out with a new album.
Yes,
and
he
Sean
did.
says, "Oh my."
Oh my. He did come out with a new album. Actually, I listened to it.
Yep, that's right.
It's not bad. It's once again the spoken word. He's not really a singer. He's not a David Hasselhoff or anything, but now I like
he's
David
90.
Hasselhoff's music, so but
Look, he's 90, man. Come on.
Yep.
Razor Ramon says he was there first as far as I am concerned. I agree
Yes.
wholeheartedly. Good stuff.
He's look-
So, John,
Oh.
we're going to see you tomorrow. We're going to coordinate. We're going to meet up and
Yes.
take the Javits and Comic-Con by storm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You're coming to dinner, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Cool.
I'll probably take the train and meet you guys in there, but I'm taking the train in because I can't take the car in, so I'll probably meet you
I
guys
think
for
we're
dinner
taking the
after.
train in too, because I don't think we can.
Yeah,
fit
we're taking
car
the
in.
train in too.
Yeah, you're better off taking the train in. I was going to walk down
Oh, yeah.
33rd all the way down to Javits, but then I'm like, well, that's where all the heroin guys are, so I'll just take the taxi.
You're starting to sound like.
Oh,
Never
boy.
mind. I won't,
You
I
haven't
won't
been
bad-
there in
I
a
won't
while. You'll
badmouth
see it's
too much, so.
yeah, it's really, really, you'll see how it's changed a bit. But anyway, so anybody else
Very
that's
different.
coming, yeah, anybody else, any of the other fans, please let us know. We'd love to meet you and take some pictures and, hang out a little bit. Sean says, seriously, Star Trek and Kirk inspired a lot of folks to go into sciences and ended up at NASA. 100% correct.
Yep.
So there's no arguing with that. Paul says, have fun, guys. Yeah, Paul,
Paul,
someday
you
we're
came.
gonna
Come on,
yeah, you should come out, but someday we'll be out to we'll meet you out in California or something.
Seattle.
Actually,
Yeah.
we want to try to get to Emerald City.
Emerald City Comic Con. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So one of these days
Oh, in
we
Seattle.
will.
I'm
Linda
gonna
says,
do-
have fun.
All right, I know it's not right, but I can't sit here and not have you on the show there. I know it says Baz Arm, and it's not you. I get it. I didn't have time to fix it. That's right. You're off to the side there. Other way. Other way. Other way. Other way. A little more.
There we go.
There you
Now, whoa,
There we go.
there you go. Outstanding. No, you're not Baz. It's
You're not Baz.
actually
I
John
just haven't
1.
time to fix it.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's John1, also AKA Baz Arm.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's just
So.
John 1. Hey, John, thanks for coming up. We're going to be looking for all that great stuff. And in the meantime, we will touch base tomorrow. We're going to try to do some broadcasting. We're going to do some videos.
Yep.
And so, we'll have little snippets and sound bites. And, we'll go around and we'll meet some people like we did at Awesome Con and just the way Chris did at Dragon Con. So we will, we're going to have a good time. You'll see.
That's it.
Also, don't forget, Lost in Space Season 3 is coming off
Yep.
December 1st, and check out Dune on October 22nd on HBO Max. That's John 1
Outstanding.
signing off.
Do I have to get?
All right, John.
HBO Max
We'll see you
now?
tomorrow, man.
All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
I don't want to get HBO Max. Two.
You need to spend more money. There it is. Yup. Put it right up.
There we
Cool.
go. There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, Cult of Dracula.
That's it.
Yes, the Cult of Dracula. All right, so we have in the wings waiting. We have a special guest, and it's someone that I have some history with, Chris. We go back, believe it or not, oh man, about 20 years. I was doing some mental calculations. I was
Wait,
like,
we like you were like 22 then or something?
I was a I was a mere child. I was as old as Boxy, and our guest was a couple years younger than me, and I was like, wow, that was like 20 years ago, give or take. So I've known him for a very long time. I'm really grateful that he took the time out to come on, and he's going to tell us a lot about what he's been up to. He's been consistently involved in the sci-fi scene, conventions, and cosplay, and all kinds of great stuff. So let's do an intro for him, Chris, and we're gonna have him on and welcome on our good friend, and we'll take it from there. Tony, welcome to the show, man.
Hey there, guys. Hello, IFB. Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. It's been a long time since we actually got back together. I'm glad that we crossed paths. We're crossing streams in Dragon Con
That's
because
right.
you met up with Chris without
By
even
accident.
knowing.
Yeah.
Yes, by
Yes.
accident. And it's been a while since you and I actually met face to face. It was pre-COVID, I think, the last time that we met.
Yes.
It's been a while. We would run into each
Yes.
other once in a while here and there. But Tony, thanks for coming to the show. You have been consistently involved in the convention scene, longtime member of the 501. That's how we met, Empire City
Mm-hmm.
Garrison back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And you've continued on in all kinds of ways that I just admire because you're consistent. So you've been doing fan films and just man, you've kicked it up a new notch. We talked a little bit before, and we'll discuss a little bit of your special effects background. I know that you've gotten some training and you do some of that cosplay consulting and stuff. So I definitely want to hear about it, and the fans want to as well. And Sean says never cross streams, but sometimes it happens. And yeah, so it's all good. So Tony, welcome to the show, and I want to know for the fans, on behalf of the fans, tell us about yourself and your background with cons and cosplay and sci-fi a little bit, please.
All right. First of all, IFB and Pete and Chris, thanks for having me. Good to be here. Um, yeah. Well, this goes like you said before. It goes back more than 20 years. You just really made me feel old, by the way. So I'm just that's a lot. That's a tough pill to swallow. So I'm still trying to digest that. Um, yeah. This getting into cosplay, special effects, that happened right after college. And since there wasn't a lot going on back then, as you know, cosplay has and conventions has like just ballooned into something enormous over the last 20 years. So when I started, it was still in its infancy. You know, how small these cons were, and cosplay wasn't even a term. It was costuming. There was no such thing as the word cosplay. And that's when I started. And it was because I pretty much, had a passion for the fandom, for the genre. And since there wasn't a lot of resources on well, this was like even before the internet, um, I was hanging out with the right people that were into the same things I was, right? And then we'd get together and say, hey, there's these conventions going on. It'd be cool if we had costumes from our favorite movies like Alien, Star Wars, Star Trek, etc. And we'll put these costumes together and we'll go to these cons. And then, fast forward, 20 plus years later, I'm still going. And, my experience has just like snowballed into something enormous, and as well as my costume collection, something I don't have room for. And every time I try to tell myself I'm not going to make any more cosplays, I have no room. Sure enough, each year I'm working on a new one. So,
Well,
yeah,
speaking of
that's
that,
in a nutshell. Yeah.
Tony, that Tuscan Raider behind you,
Yeah.
that's not a backdrop. That's an actual
Yes,
costume.
it's a costume I actually wore. I retired it because wearing it is just agonizing. As you can know, and any cosplayers out there know that there are costumes out there that are just absolutely agonizing, and you just
Yeah, a
don't
Cylon.
want to wear them anymore, or you're in them for a short period of time. And this is a costume. It's on a dummy. Or no, it's on a friend that's standing really still. I just think he's doing a great job. He's doing the statue
An
challenge right now.
ex-friend.
Um,
That's what happens when you have an
yes,
ex-friend.
yes, he's kind of starting to smell a little. No, that was just everything's kit. The things that I bought were like the pouches that I can closely get to resemble the screen accurate. Some are screen accurate. The garments are all hand sewn. The mask was a kit, and that was handmade piece by piece. And I guess it's called I guess the Tuscan Raider sniper rifle or long rifle. I don't even know the technical term. Really should know. That's just handmade from scratch. Um, yeah, it's just one of the few things that I have, and like I said, I run out of space, and I put them on dummies so I could display them, and just have a place to store them. My
Otherwise,
garage, just
it doesn't,
yeah,
to have them in a closet, it doesn't, it takes a lot away from all the work and effort and the coolness of it.
it
You have a whole
it
bunch of
does.
other stuff too, right, Tony? You have that. This is not the only one that you have, and
No,
we have some pics.
no,
Hey, Chris, how about we put up some of the pictures that Tony sent us? And Tony, maybe you can give us a little background on some of the other costumes that you have and
sure,
some of the armor. Let's start
sure.
with the first is the Sand Trooper.
Yeah, that actually was my first Star Wars costume. Um, I didn't wear
I
it
remember
too
that.
much because again, it's agonizing to wear, and many people in the 501st can attest to that. It takes a lot. It takes a hardy constitution to troop in that for hours on end. Also, I'm kind of vertically challenged, so it's not really doesn't suit my body type. So I chose to retire it and put it on a dummy, and I think it looks better on the dummy than it does me. I can assure you. Um,
I don't, that's not true.
yeah, I mean, my first troop was back in, I want to say 1999. If you can
Yeah.
believe it, 1999, before the turn of the century. It was when the 501st first started, and I'm one of the few TKs out there that have a three-digit number, and
I
a lot of people can't.
remember one of
Yeah,
the
go on.
first times I met you, you were wearing that armor. It may have been one of the last, and
Possibly.
we had a side conversation, and it all
Yeah.
had to do with the fact that you said just now that there's a height issue, and I distinctly remember that because I'm vertically challenged as well, and so I felt that I could actually come over and talk to you. So that's my first recollection of meeting you back in the day. So it's been 20 years, Tony, like it or not, man. And
Ouch.
there's nothing wrong with that, man. Nothing wrong with that.
No,
Um, no, not at all,
still above
bro.
ground, so that's good.
That's right. You know that. Chris, what's can we pull up maybe the next one? And because you got some pretty cool stuff in the background on that anyway.
Yeah.
But this is something
That's
you
just
gotta
part of a
you gotta talk about.
collectible. You know what? I can't remember off the top of my head who made that
That's
and
amazing.
what company. God, I'm trying to remember. I know if I pull up the emails and the receipt, I'll remember. I think I might have saw this on Sideshow. Um,
Possible.
Something tells me it wasn't Sideshow. Obviously, it's the Queen from Aliens, and it's close to life size. I would say it's more closer to the size of a drone alien because the queen is ginormous. The queen's head would take up the whole wall, not just a chunk of it. Um, but I loved it. I'm a big Aliens fan. Again, that was one of my first cosplays, the Colonial Marines. And I saw it, and I was like, I'm not a big collector guy, but I just had, yeah, there you go, Colonial Marine. That was one of my first sci-fi cosplays ever, and just had to have it, you know. Um,
Very cool.
yeah. Yeah, the Colonial Marine, that's an old favorite. That has some staying power. I've had many good memories and cons in that thing. Haven't worn it in a while though. It's been a few years, but I haven't retired it. I'm still ready to troop in that sometime.
Well, the guys are still out there. We met
Yeah.
one of the groups in at AwesomeCon in DC that we went to, and they're
Oh,
out
yeah.
there. They're doing it, and it was awesome.
Oh,
We
yeah.
interviewed
They had a
them.
whole setup. They were really
Oh
good.
yeah.
Oh,
It
I
stands the
can't
test of
remember
time. Aliens will always stand the test of time.
Can't remember what
Oh,
group
absolutely.
that was. Do you remember the name of the group?
No, off the top of my head, we'd have to look it up, but it's on one of our videos,
Mhm.
one of our other shows. So, Tony, we also are going to talk a little bit about your experiences with Dragon Con, because
Hmm.
the first time I ever had like a real conversation with anyone that went to Dragon Con was you, believe it or not.
Hmm.
We were trooping, and we were in the city, and you mentioned it, and I didn't know what the heck you were talking about, and it
Yeah.
was incredible. And so you still go.
Of course. Well, I mean, I guess when I first told you about it, I was new to Dragon Con, because my first Dragon Con, I believe, was 2000. Yeah, I want to say it was 2000. That was my first one. So it was when Dragon Con was still fairly new. It's been around, but it wasn't as big as it is today. And when I first went, as anyone that goes to Dragon Con, as you know, when you go, it's like you get awestruck. You're like, oh my God,
Yeah.
this is incredible, and you just can't shut up about it. So I'm not surprised at all that when I first spoke to you, and being a fellow, sci-fi and fandom geek, that, oh my God, I got to tell you about Dragon Con. And yeah, it's just been
So-
something that's been part of my life. I almost measure my life in Dragon Cons.
Yeah.
I mean, it's true. Like Dragon Con, this is the 20th and the 21st, and when I go back to major experiences in my life that have nothing to do with fandom, I try to imagine which Dragon Con it was that I attended that year,
Yeah.
because they're like benchmarks for me. That's how obsessed I am with
Yeah.
this
It wasn't
event.
COVID. It was the Dragon Con that didn't happen. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
So
So
actually,
Tony,
Haven't gone yet.
Actually, we were lucky to interview you in costume.
I can't believe you guys recognize me. You sent me Pete sent me a text saying, "Are you at Dragon Con in a Jawa?" And I thought you were there, and maybe somebody told you that I was there. And then you said you recognized my voice.
yep.
And I was like, "You recognize my voice?" I'm
Yes.
Yeah, so
Wow,
actually, my
I-
daughter here's we have this up on our site, but I'm gonna go ahead and play it anyways because my daughter
Yeah,
ran
I
into
see
it.
it. Yeah.
So funny ways, my daughter goes, she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's a Jawa." I said, "Yeah, they usually have that big. They have this huge Winnebago that they've created a sand crawler out
Sandcrawler.
of. It's
Yeah.
it just blows your mind when it drives down the road at the in the parade." So, and she was like, "Oh," I said, do you think this is her first kind of interview out, and she's like, do you think we can?"
She did great, by the way.
Yeah, she's like, "Do you think we should interview him?" I said, "Yeah, go for it." This is you get comfortable. So here's the interview. This is funny. Oh, and of course the audio doesn't work. Give me a second. I have to turn the audio on.
Now you can
So
see why I
there's-
do the Jawa. Being vertically challenged, the Jawa suits me. Even though I'm too tall technically to be a Jawa, I'm passable. I'm definitely more passable as a Jawa than a stormtrooper, but trust me on that one.
All right, here we go.
Ready? Hi, we're here at Dragon Con. I met a new friend. Hi. Do you have fun at Dragon Con? Yeah. Are you gonna be here all weekend? Yeah. Are you gonna meet new friends? Have you been coming to Dragon Con for a long time? Oh yeah. Oh. Very long time. Is there anybody? Oh, look, we got swag. Look at our little stickers. Thank you. We've been collecting them.
I'll explain.
Oh, yay. Look. We got Chewbacca, Yoda, Darth Vader. Yay. Is there anything you want to say to people watching IFB today?
Fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet. Yay. Thank you.
And of course,
Outstanding.
Of course, the daughter's so embarrassed because your catches fans feel the feet.
She got a little tongue tied there.
Oh,
She
Fans
met up with
feed the
you.
fleet.
Tony, you actually brought her over for another clip, and it
Yeah.
had to do with Wally,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the audio
Because
was
yeah.
on, and so that's how
Yes,
I
I
caught
heard.
your
Yeah.
voice.
I heard. Yeah. Well, the thing is that I also I was actually assisting the droid handlers all weekend. And it happened
Those things are amazing.
actually last year. It started from last year as I was there as a Jawa, and they thought I did such a good job interacting with the droids, staying in character, that they're like, "Hey, can you like help be a droid wrangler? Because who else would look better with the droids than a Jawa? Instead
Yeah.
of guys standing around with remote
Remote
controls."
controls.
And
Yeah.
yeah, the thing is behind the droid handlers, and I give them a lot of respect for this, is that they don't build it just to show off that they're these, engineering geniuses and they just want to play with their toys and drive 'em around. No, they legitimately want to bring the fantasy alive for the fans and see their faces light up and the kids smile and and the pictures and everything. And that's what they do it for the reaction. And so, if when I go and interact as a Jawa and help facilitate for the photos, it helps keep the fantasy alive while they're off on the sides controlling the droids, making them seem like they're working autonomously, as we see them do on screen. So that's kind of how I was, I guess, by default made their official droid handler, and I, this year was my second year doing it. And yeah, I love it because it's just fun. Like it's like keeping the fantasy alive. It keeps it alive for me, so that's why I get a lot out of it. And you want me to explain why I gave her the swag?
Yeah. Sure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
oh, you're gonna love this. Um, you guys ever been to Disney and see the
Sure.
go to like what's it called, Launch Bay? It's not. This was before Galaxy's Edge. It was just before that. Launch Bay was the Star Tours area, and they had the
Okay.
Jawas walking around. Well, it's become tradition that when you go to the Jawas, you trade things with them. Like the kids would trade little things, and the Jawa would trade
Ah.
like swag and stuff. So people would walk up to me and say, "Do you have anything to trade?" And for the first few times I'm wearing the costume, I'm like, "I don't have anything. I don't work for Disney. I don't have anything to trade." And then kids started approaching me expecting things, and I felt bad. I was like, "Oh God, maybe I should just carry little swag with me to hand to kids." And it would just light up their day a little bit. And so I went online and started buying like Star Wars stickers and like little like light up rings and stuff. And then anytime a kid approaches me or somebody asks if I have something to trade, I keep it in my pouch. I'm like, oh yeah, here. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not something I thought of myself. It was kind of like forced into it by the Disney tradition at Launch Bay. So now it's
Very cool.
expected.
Yeah.
When you see a Jawa, they're gonna have swag for you. So
Yeah. And Dragon Con's big for swag. I mean,
oh
everybody
yeah.
hands stuff out at Dragon Con. Everybody brings something in. It's
Yeah, I've
always
noticed it.
always something.
Yeah, and it's
By
it's
the
ballooned into
way,
something bigger. You wanted to know
welcome
how I did
Clay.
Yeah.
those?
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on. Uh, Tony, one of the guys, Chris Dykes says, Bravo Company, 7th Colonial
That's it.
Marines
Yep.
Alien Film Fam Group.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a chance to join up
So,
with them.
Yes, I'm part of Aliens Legacy, the Aliens Legacy forum. So, but we've heard of them.
Yeah.
cool.
So my
Yeah, so
biggest
give
thing
away
was
some secrets,
I
man.
love the audio. I always say martini, but anyways, Lutini. That stuff is
That's
so
all
cool.
it is.
That's it.
Okay, you've probably seen this before. A lot of stormtroopers use it. It's a voice amp.
Yeah.
It's an Acker voice amp. You get these on Amazon. You get them anywhere, and they're not expensive. They're rechargeable. And if you see some people out there in their cosplays and really professional work, you'll see they put LEDs and they have sound systems hooked up to this and to buttons and switches. And the thing is, I'm way too lazy and stupid to do any of that. I am like, when it comes to engineering, especially with electronics, I'm as average and as dumb as they come. So I am forced to look for like the lowest common denominator, the cheapest and easiest solution. So basically, this is what I came up with. That's all it is. It's a voice amp, and what I do for the sound, I get a cheap MP3 player that you get, a generic one you get off of Amazon for $20, and that runs like on a AA or AAA battery. and then I get the sound file of the Jawa chatter on YouTube or online somewhere, and then I just loop it on one big sound file, on one big MP3 that goes for hours, and then I put it on the MP3 player. Then I wear this under my robe, and I just turn on the MP3 player and let it go on a loop. And it just, everyone thinks like I control the voice. I don't control the voice. It just plays on its own in an endless repeating loop. And the only thing that I control is that if I want to silence it, I just go through my robe and I just hit the volume switch on the voice amp. And then when I want to
Nice.
turn it back on, just turn the volume up. It's volume up and down. And that's it. And if I need to shut it off, whatever, I just reach in my pocket and turn off the MP3. That's all it is, an MP3 player and an endless MP3 file on a voice amp. That's
Very
as
cool.
stupid and as simple as you can get. It's
Yeah.
it's not because I'm clever. It's because I'm really stupid and I can't
No.
do it any other way.
So yeah,
Yeah, it works, man. Come
I-
on,
It
it's
I
so
hear
cool.
you. So like the Cylon voice, everybody's buy these, the Roland VT3 and all this stuff that you throw in the backpack, and I've messed with it for a number of years, and I got a similar. I almost, it looks just exactly the same. I tried that for a while, but it just wasn't loud enough at Dragon Con because it's just so noisy there. So I went and
By
got
your
Bluetooth
command.
speakers, and I actually hooked them up to my belt. But my daughter controls everything. She sits back because I have to have a handler anyways because I can't see where I'm going, and she
No.
just does everything on the phone. So she just
Oh, that's
she hits
nice.
she's got a list of stuff, and she's my handler. And whenever somebody asks a question, she can hit by your command, or she can hit whatever. She's got I've got a listing, a bunch of them that came with came out, and I just that's the easy button. And I'm with you totally. There's all of these things, a voice changer, you can do all this stuff. That's great.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to the point where simplicity, that's simplicity, and that works. And it sounds great. I mean, that was one of the things, I was like, oh, that is so cool. That's one of the things when I watched when I was there with the video, I was like, that's amazing. It's a really cool way of doing things.
Yeah. It's just usually the simplest solution is the best.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you overcomplicate it, it's more for things to
Oh,
go
yeah.
wrong. And then if things go wrong with your system that's simple, it's easier to fix.
Yep.
A simple solution
Battery.
is usually that's all I need. Yeah, battery or your cable's loose or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
So
just by
Tony,
default, I have to do that, man.
so Tony, we go back a while, and you actually helped. You consulted, and you were in my first indie film, the Tower Protocol, and I dug up some pictures from back in the day, and
Look, go
that's
see that now. If you look at the picture on the right and you zoom in on the phone,
So
look how you
phone,
can tell how old it is by looking at what the
that's like
phone looks like.
that's like a Nokia.
Yes, you can see the numbers and then the tiny little screen and the little antennas sticking out. That's when you
yep.
can tell, like, wow, this was like in yesteryear.
Oh yeah, it was
Definitely not
something
the
back in
smartphone.
like 2004.
Was
You
that 2004?
came out.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. So you came out, and you had a part in some of the pickup scenes that we had to shoot to make it actually work better than we had envisioned. You also consulted, and it was a pleasure to have you, because I honestly say that because we were under the gun to try to get this done and bring it in under budget, which we ultimately did. And you were really good about just being there and knowing kind of, you were clear headed while everybody else was running around like chickens without a head. And we did have close to 20 people on that shot, and we went to different locations. But I know that now you're involved. You've come a long way, and there's TFX that is, I think, something that you need to explain to us. So I know
Yeah.
that it has to do with special effects and your consulting. So can you tell us
Right.
about that?
Yeah, well, over the years, as I started getting more involved with doing some things like consulting, helping with special effects, props, makeup effects on doing either whether events or independent films or conventions, as I started to gain more experience, I started getting asked a lot about, well, how do I do this? Can you help me with this makeup or this project? Can you build this prop for me? Can you teach me how to do this makeup effect? And I think it just would have been easier if I kind of like established my experience as like its own entity, so to speak. And so TFX is a moniker I gave to, I guess, my background. Just something someone can relate to or people can relate to is maybe if you want to call it a company. I'm not really officially a company, but TFX is like, I guess, my pseudo company for costumes, cosplay, props, and makeup effects. And if anybody has any needs, related to any of those things, I'm available to help and pass on my knowledge. Like just recently, I met someone at Dragon Con, and she wanted to get into special effects. I gave her a business card, and now she's like one of my newest young Padawans.
That's
So
cool.
yeah. Yeah, and she's really, really good attitude, but she's very timid. A lot of people start off, they're very intimidated by this stuff, and they're like, "Well, I'm not very good," and I'm like, "Well, neither was I when I started. No one is when they start. It's until you practice and you get your techniques down, and you keep doing it over and over until you get better. And that's always. I'm still not that good, I don't think. Um, but I guess good enough for someone that wants to learn from me. That should say something.
Oh, it's
Absolutely.
always good to
Yeah.
pass on the knowledge to somebody else. I mean,
Yeah.
there's just too many times that people, they do the sandbox thing. It's just my super
Mm.
secret. You can't have it.
No.
That kind of kills the fandom. If you want to, like you do so you had said it earlier so well. It's fun to fuel the fandom. You're actually out there doing the things,
Yes.
and that's what you enjoy. And then there's some people who are like, you can't have this specific. I don't want to tell you exactly how I did that because I want to be the only one that does it. And
No, that's not how
that
you
kills
make
it.
that's not
Yeah.
how you make the hobby grow. You want to make
Yeah.
the hobby grow.
Right.
Who wants to be the only guy at the convention? You
Yeah.
know?
No,
Don't
yeah,
you want to
come
be?
on.
I mean, with the Jawa thing, I'm actually disappointed that I don't hear a lot of Jawas with the voice thing. And I'm like, it's so darn easy, guys. Just do what I did. It cost under like $30-$40,
Yeah.
and it sounds great. And I wanted them all to have it. What would be better than having a crowd of Jawas all chattering at each other? That's exactly what we see in The Mandalorian and in Star Wars. It's I'm the only one talking, and I'm kind of disappointed. Like, guys, help me out here. So of
Yep.
course I want to share my secret. You want to see this stuff grow.
Yes.
I would never keep anything as a secret regarding
Yeah.
my cosplay or special effects.
And that's
So,
that's
Tony,
the sad thing.
have you ever done any Battlestar Galactica cosplay?
Yes, absolutely. Did the new BSG Viper pilot.
Nice.
I did that. That was a commission though, but I had to put the pieces together. Finding the shoes was really hard, but I found the screen accurate shoes. Still have them, and everything. The vest, the blasters, the belt accoutrements that were really hard to find. We had to identify what exactly they used, and I had to find. As this was before 3D printing, right? Remember,
Yeah.
before 3D. I mean,
Oh,
now with
yeah.
3D printing, you can fake anything. I mean, any little greebly or part that you can't find. Oh, I'll just 3D print it. Or if I don't have a 3D printer, I have a friend that has one, or there's someone out there on Etsy that can do it for me. For a few bucks,
Right.
because it's just cheap plastic.
Right.
So back in the days, and this, you had to find the actual darn prop
Yeah.
or the actual darn,
The model
computer
kit.
chip
Yeah.
or kit bash to get that to be screen accurate on your costume. But the costume came to a tragic end, and even when I think about it, because it was one of the most expensive costumes it took me to build. The jumpsuit itself was very expensive, but it was very poor quality. And after only wearing it like 3 times, it developed 2 tears right here down both seams of the arms. Actually, they weren't on seams. It was on the outer. There's like an outer layer. You know what I'm talking about, Pete, because you've seen
Yeah.
it's got that strange rubbery vinyl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can't sew it. It's not something you
Right.
can sew. And I tore it, and I don't even know how it happened. And the jumpsuit is destroyed, and I haven't been able to wear it, and I haven't really attempted to repair it since.
What
I'm
were the
sure there's
shoes on that?
somebody out
Those
there.
were Nikes, weren't they? They're special shoes. I can't
I
remember the
I
names.
I think so. I still have them, and they were painted.
Yeah, you have to painted that
Just to
that weird
yeah, you
green.
disguise them. You painted that green color,
Yeah.
and yeah, those are actually the only things that are intact. I mean, the vest is still intact. The belt's still intact. You know, everything, the accoutrements, but it's such a heartbreaker because that was really expensive to commission that jumpsuit, that flight suit, and it just got these two tears that you can't repair. And I haven't really looked into finding someone else that
That
can
could fix it.
replace it.
Yeah.
No, it's something you can't fix. Believe me, I researched for weeks and weeks and weeks, and the only alternative they say you got to get a new flight suit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah,
So
and
Tony,
even today,
No
they're
duct tape,
pricey.
huh?
No.
yeah, no duct tape. Tony, you going to Comic-Con? You going to New York Comic-Con this weekend?
I wish I was. That's one's always been difficult because of scheduling, but I do plan to go to Farpoint in
Okay.
Baltimore.
Mm-hmm.
That's in
Yeah.
February. I don't know if you guys
Yeah,
are
we're
going. You
looking at
should
that
go.
too. Yeah. Actually, I
If
have
you
the
should,
the
because
card here.
it's going to be my first one, and everybody I know that goes to it says it's a really great con. For a small con, they said it's awesome. So
Okay.
I'm
Here
gonna
you go.
go to
Here's
that
the.
one.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
there you
met
go.
one of the people. I like Tony just for the fact that he used the word accoutrement. Yes, mediocre modeler, absolutely. I'm with you 100%. Oh, Chris Dykes wants to know, okay, where did you get the shoes?
The
Oh, I don't
shoes,
know, Tony.
good question. If you want, I could grab them real quick. You want to see them?
Sure. Why not?
You want to wait
Yeah.
20 seconds?
Yeah.
Let me just go get them.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
can do that.
So,
Peek and BS for
in the
20 seconds.
meantime, yeah, I can surely do that. We are gonna try to hook up with as many of the fans, and we will be rolling through various conventions. Chris and I have been going through some stuff, and as a matter of fact, you know what? Right now is a good time to bring up the fact that we are going to multiple
All right, I'm
conventions.
doing this just for you
and
now.
So, okay, cool. All right, so Tony's back.
Yes, they are
and
Nikes. They are Nikes. You can see the Nike
hold on,
swoosh
stand
here.
by. And here we go. All right.
Hang on, let me get the
Oh,
full
wow.
screen.
Look at
effect.
that. Full screen, full screen.
Who's asking about it? Chris Dykes. There you go, Chris.
Yeah.
Now, let's take your screen caps if you want. I don't know. I'm going to read the bottom. Oh, they say Max on the bottom.
Yeah.
Can you see that? It says Max.
I think it's on
Yeah.
the tongue. I can't remember the name of
It
the
says
brand.
Max if you see on the heel.
Nike Max.
On the tongue, it's a Velcro, and it has this kind of like weird logo on the tongue. If I can get this on camera.
Yeah. Like
Oh, wow.
eagle or
Look at that.
something, yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
boy, that's awesome.
yeah, I guess God knows if these things are still available out there.
I'm sure somebody has them.
Oh,
And
sure.
then like that green was painted on.
Nice.
And that was pretty much it. I mean, yeah, this is the only part of the costume that's really intact. Unfortunately. Yeah, so maybe one day I'll resurrect it. I don't know. If the time is right, maybe I'll do
I
it
mean,
because it's kind of a heartbreaker to
Yeah.
to
Here's
quit
a-
after all that effort.
Yeah,
And it
here's a
was
bunch
one of
of
my
other
favorite
stuff.
costumes.
There's a bunch of stuff that you've done. These are just the helmets.
Yeah. Those actually that they're not with the exception of the lightsabers, the all the helmets and the masks and stuff, those were made from kits or just from scratch. Like if you look at the Resistance pilot on the right, that was from the Hasbro, the Poe Dameron, and I disassembled it and just repainted it and put on more detailed greeblies on it.
Cool.
That were available on Etsy or the Real Prop Forum, and then and same thing with the other helmets. They were just put together from kits, and the hat, the Scarif Trooper hat with the goggles on it.
Yeah.
It's actually a Hoth hat, but for Scarif they made them khaki or they were blue. And so I had the
Okay.
one khaki made up. But if you look at the goggles, that is like the best part of it, because those are actually the screen accurate goggles that you
Oh,
cannot find anywhere. And when I say you can't find them, whoever finds them, it's like a holy grail.
Oh
And
my God.
oh wow,
it was only by luck I found the exact model, and
nice.
only one was available, and yeah, and it wasn't cheap either. But
Yeah,
being,
sometimes none
like
of it is.
being a serious geek and cosplayer, old expression that one of my fellow Dragon Con friends has. It's go big or go home. You bring your it is you bring your A game. If you're gonna cosplay, you bring your A game.
Yeah, you do the
You
best
don't
you
want to.
can with what you have. Yeah.
100%.
That's
Yeah, you
100%.
just
you do what you can. If you can't, not everybody can afford all the stuff, but you're going to do what you can.
yeah,
So,
what I can. I mean, if anyone else, I mean, if some people don't have the budget, and that's fine. If you just want to, put together your costume best you can, that's great. Just do it and get out there. But for me personally, it's just like a personal pride thing. I just like to really go all out the best I can, and try to get things as accurate as I can.
yeah,
And, you know,
Carl's like, yeah, go try to find some city full bore boots. That's the Battlestar
Yeah,
Galactica boots. And
pricey.
even after you
Oh
find
yeah,
them,
man.
who wants to wear them?
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
for a couple of
those I
static
heard
pictures, and that's it.
those are motocross boots,
Yeah, they
right? I heard
were.
they're
Yes.
foreign, the European motocross
Yeah,
boots that
they're
like went out in
Italian.
the
Yep,
70s.
Italian
Yeah.
motocross boots, and they are.
Yep.
I have a pair, and they are the most uncomfortable things I've ever
Oh
tried
yeah.
to wear.
Oh yeah.
I'm
Not
surprised no
made
one's
for
ever
walking.
tried to fabricate them, like take a pair of boots and then like accessorize existing boots to really resemble
Oh yeah,
them.
there's some people out there that 3D printed the buckles and things like that.
Yeah.
They're on the forums, yeah. But if you wanted to go, oh, I want it to be purely accurate, then yeah.
There's another thing.
Jeff is he has as many boots evidently as I have drinkware.
14 pairs.
Jeff's guy says he has 14 pairs of the boots. I was like,
Really?
Jeff, you win.
Yeah.
You win, Jeff. You
14
win.
pairs of those
The cities.
Colonial Warrior boots?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he must have
So
found
I
a
think
warehouse that had
I
them.
think I might have ordered mine through him. I'm not even sure.
Wow.
I think
Jeff, you're my hero, man.
I think I ordered mine through
Outstanding.
him. I can
Oh,
remember being on the Facebook
Just by
page.
curiosity, how much would a pair go for? I'm not buying them or anything, but like
Yeah.
if someone had to buy them like online, how much? Like a fan says, "Hey, I want to put together
I wanna say
the old school
about
BSG
200.
pilot."
I think I paid
How much are?
175, 200.
Oh,
I
that's
think
not too bad.
Nah, but then
That's
you
not
have,
too bad.
and those are
Um,
but they're always they need help. They need to be
Oh yeah.
stripped and dyed and if it's
Okay. Restore.
Tony, one of the things
restored.
that we
Yeah.
had many years ago, we had a conversation, and one of the things you told me was if you're going to spend extra money, you spend it on your footwear because you're going to be wearing it and walking around at the convention and you want to be comfortable. And I'll never forget
Yeah, and I still don't learn from that one.
that.
especially
I have.
especially
I
Dragon
have.
I'm still
Con.
destroying my
Yeah,
feet.
Dragon
I'm
Con's
s-
like, yeah, I can wear this. But I do the
No,
Cylon
no.
thing, and I'm out there,
Nope.
and it's like, oh, we could do the parade, and I'm like, it's 95 degrees outside. I want to walk around in a mirrored costume that I can't breathe out of. That sounds like an awesome idea.
I got stories about that parade too. Let me tell you, I've marched in about 15 of them.
Uh,
I know some people that made the mistake of wearing full body costumes in Georgia 99-degree
yeah,
summer heat, and that's a big mistake. I don't know how the dragons that walk in front of the color guard. I asked them how do you do it, and they don't have fans in their furry heads either, and
Oh
they're
my
just
gosh.
What?
they just say
Yeah,
they just
yeah,
suck it up for the
yeah.
time being.
After the first year, I put
Damn.
fans in my helmet.
Yeah, you
The
have
first
to.
year I
It's
was out there, I was
dangerous.
like, there's no way.
Oh, yeah.
It's even hot for
Jeff,
me. I'm in a uniform shirt, short sleeve,
Yeah.
and light trousers and a uniform hat. That's it. And even then, I'm dying. Um, the heat's killing me, and yeah, it's just we're part of the color guard every year, and
Yeah.
Jeff
and
says,
the,
I have supplied most of the fleet with boots. I had bought 40 pair.
Oh my God.
Wow.
So he's the one that's hoarding them. Put his picture up there. I always wondered who those people were, you know, like you're trying to find that right belt buckle or that right
Yeah,
little part or
can't.
something no one has, and it's always that one guy that has them, and he's selling it for, like, you know, he's scalping the hell out of them, right? And you're
Jeff
like,
does good,
who is
though.
this guy who
Yeah.
like, he found the supplier and asked, well, hey, how many do you have? And the guy says, oh, I have them in a box here, but they're taking up room. I'll give you all 500 for $3. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take them. And
I'll take 'em.
and then he's selling each one at $7, you know. And you always
Yeah.
want to
Jeff
find. I mean,
says
I'd like it's someone
he
that you want to
supplied
shake the
most
hand,
of
but
them.
also punch him in the
Yeah.
face as well.
Oh, if
No,
there
but
was a
hats off to
gentleman
him.
who owned a motorcycle shop who passed away, his daughter would not just sell me one pair. I had to buy them all. I probably have another
Oh.
20 pair better in no serviceable condition. You were some of the new. Oh, yeah. He actually, Jeff, thanks for sharing that. And thanks for supplying the guys out there. Because
Yeah, I
Jeff,
got mine from
just,
him. So
yeah, so he's been selling them to the guys and supplying, you know, the Galactica fans. So
yeah, and
thanks
if you
for
do,
doing that,
I mean, I
Jeff,
know this
'cause-
is
Yeah.
we are
One of the few.
off on tangent here, but if you do buy the city boots, you're going to need at least one size larger
Oh, they run
because they're
small?
Italian.
Okay.
The Italian
yeah.
sizes, it's literally, they're tiny.
And you always
Yeah.
buy any footwear, cosplay footwear. In my opinion, maybe one size larger, because I pad them with gels, with gel insoles.
Yep.
You want to leave
Okay.
space for insoles because usually uh, the bottoms are they're not like athletic footwear. It's always crap. No, you want some padding in there.
Yeah.
So always
the
leave
city
room for
boots
the
you can't.
padding.
I enjoyed, you know, I know we're off on topic here, but the city boots. So you always watch some of the actors and actresses walk around in those, and they look like ducks because they don't flex.
Yeah, they don't bend. Yeah, they don't
No,
bend.
they're not.
Yeah,
They're made
I've
for
seen them.
motorcycles.
Yeah.
You know, for riding on a motorcycle, right? Not for walking. So it's really something. Tony, what other cons have you committed yourself to?
This year or coming up, or well, what I have my
general.
eye on, I could tell you what I have my eye on. And again, when I
Dragon Con.
you're gonna laugh at me. No, that's
Dragon Con.
we don't even have to get into that anymore. You're gonna laugh at me, but when I'm an old school guy, and of course I have my phone, I have a calendar on here, but in my office at home, I keep a wall calendar because I like jotting things down and being able to, without having to pull my phone out, especially when I'm talking on it, I could just look up at the wall and be like, okay, next month, all right, I got this going on. Every time I buy a new calendar for the year, the first thing I will write in on the dates are all the cons I plan to go through for the next 12 months. I'm not kidding.
That's what Pete and I are in the process of doing.
Okay, that's what I do. Like, you know, I mean, we're in October now, so I already did it for 2022. I have a 2022 calendar. I have all the cons that I want to go to written down on that calendar. Now, do I make all of them? Well, no. I mean, ideally I would, but most of the time it's like a wish list. And I write down
Okay.
all the cons I want to go to. But the ones I put down is Farpoint, of course, Dragon Con, Shore Leave. We have something called Winter Con here. I don't know if that's going on. See, a lot of these are kind of tentative because we're still in the aftermath of COVID, you know, God willing.
Yeah.
So people are still uncertain. Eternal Con, Cradle Con, that's one of my favorites. It's at the Cradle of Aviation Museum in Nassau County, Long Island.
Yes.
Yes, that's a really good one. You being a space camp guy, I'm sure you know that one's a really good one. What's another one? Celebration, Star Wars Celebration. That's in Anaheim next year. I want to go, even though it's close to Dragon Con. My goal is to try to make it to that one because I always have a good time there. I've never been to a MegaCon. That's in Orlando. Am I correct? MegaCon's Orlando.
I believe it is.
That's the big one in Orlando. That's like their big soiree for conventions is Mega. I want to do that one. I also want to go
it's
to
in
Awesome
Orlando, yeah.
Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go to Awesome Con in DC. I missed it this year.
It was great this year.
Which we did.
Yeah,
it was
I
good.
was
Really good.
this close. I even had my ticket. The thing is, something came up, and I was just like, you know what, I just can't do it.
That would have been cool.
I can fit 2 of you here. So Pete stayed at my house. So come on down.
Oh, you know what? You're offering. I'll take it.
Yep.
I'll bring the Jawa.
That's it. Come on down. We'll get you there. I'll drive. We drove in every day. So yeah, we'll make it happen.
What I usually do is, I appreciate that. What I do is I try to get like an Airbnb really close, and I just walk in. Like with Star Wars Celebration, you can't get hotels at Star Wars Celebration unless you're paying like exorbitant prices per night.
Now you're talking Dragon Con again.
No, I'm talking Celebration.
Yeah, I know.
Well, Dragon Con's
the same way.
Well, I'm a legacy, so I already have my room for next year.
I hate you.
I'm second floor. Second floor of the Hyatt.
I had to compete in the Hunger Games, and I lost. So now
when you're in your 20+ years of going to Dragon Con, you can secure the second floor every year, so you don't have to take those godforsaken elevators. You just walk up one flight and you're at your room.
Yeah.
Wow.
I play the Hunger Games every year, and I usually lose.
Oh, you have my blessing.
The Cult of John. We have not.
I've been there.
I've prayed to John, and John has not granted me a room.
So. I've done that for both hotels, for the Marriott and Hilton, and it's agonizing. I've been in verbal screaming matches with operators, and embarrassing moments for just going to a convention. If you know what my passion is for this thing.
Absolutely. Tony, there's still a lot that we can explore. We haven't, as far as I'm concerned, there's still plenty. There's fan films that you've done. There's all kinds of other events that you and I have been to, special events, premieres. We met a whole bunch of people when we were doing the Empire City Garrison stuff together, and you've branched out. You're involved, I know, with the Rebel Alliance and a whole bunch of other groups. Yeah. So we want to have you back, and we'll talk more about cons and the groups, and I definitely want to get into a discussion on the evolution of convention scene over the years, since you've been to a lot of them. My first con was back in like 1977, and so I've met you at a lot of cons. We've actually, we've met at cons talking about WinterCon. I think was probably the last time I ran into you. But so we want to have you back, Tony. We enjoyed having you here this time, and it's an open door. We will get together in the near future. Maybe we'll even do Farpoint or one of the other cons. We'll meet up and we'll record some stuff. But you're always welcome here, Tony. Thanks for coming on, and
thanks for having
looking
me.
forward to it. Yeah, man, it's too bad. I was kind of hoping you were going to see. Awesome Con.
We got a place to stay, so.
It's good to know. Cool. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yep.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony. Thanks for coming by and taking your time out and sharing all your cool toys, and we'll have you back, I hope.
Yep. Till next time.
All right. You got it, man. Thank you so much. Oh boy, I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna have and as a matter of fact, Tony, before you go, there is a good chance that we're gonna do Tower Protocol: The End Game. That's the working title for the next movie. So one of these days we're gonna do it. So thanks for everything, Tony. Stay well.
All right, be good. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Take care. Brian, thanks for joining us. Paul, awesome interview. Paul, thanks for tuning in and the words of support. Really appreciate you taking the time out to being with us as well. Chris, we heard some really cool, behind the curtain type stuff, and Tony gave us some of his simplified secrets on how to do, some pretty cool stuff. How to, I guess kick up the
I had a
cosplay
great time with, I love the Jawa thing, and I think that's he's totally right. You need to share. If you have a great idea, if you have something that helps other people, it's great to see people that want to, they once again, Tony's one of the people who fuel the fleet. Is people who fuel the fandoms. It's great to see somebody who wants to go out and do that kind of thing.
Absolutely. and we are happy to have had him again. Tony, thanks for coming on, man. Really appreciate it. And it's kind of crazy, like I said, like 20 years, man. Time flies. Whew.
I know. I mean, when you were, 20 years ago, you were what, 13, 14? I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. Well, not really, but that's okay. I mean, we are what we are, right? We're in our 50s, so yeah, we embrace it. I don't, you can't deny it.
Gotta keep it.
Yeah, we got to keep it, and you got to own it. And Chris, the beauty of that is the fact that you and I watched Battlestar Galactica, 1978, when it premiered, when it was on TV, first run, along with a lot of the great 70s, TV and movies and stuff. And I think that's what makes who we are and our show what it is, because we watched it when it first came out and not in reruns. So it is what it is, man.
That's it.
So we have Realm.
Yes.
We said we're going to do Realm, followed by.
Give me a second.
Right, we're going to be doing the Cylon Death Machine.
I lost my USB on my computer when I restarted, so I didn't check it before I went on. I didn't check it before I went on. So,
is it walking around?
Oh, it works. I just have to. I might have to give me a click or two. So, give me a second.
You're gonna have to lasso it in.
I might have to work.
Okay.
All
right.
I had to spank it into submission.
Yes. You need to control it. Control your robots. Control your computers, sir. Get things under control. You are not allowed to let your motherboards walk around freely in your apartment. It is unacceptable behavior. So we guys are going
to talk for like 2 minutes. It's going to take me 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Switch over.
All right, that's not a lot of time, but anyway. All right, so we are going to turn over to Realm Press, Battlestar Galactica. It's referred to as Season 3, Number 1, and it's a really cool cover. Chris is gonna use the overhead camera, and we're gonna go through the story itself. Great story, and really happy to have all of you on board. I know that we've had a few hundred views on the Baz builder, right, who put together the life-size Viper in his garage in Australia, and that was our show yesterday, and it was a lot of fun. And he actually was broadcasting from the actual garage, so it was really cool. And he actually, I'm not sure, we didn't ask him to, but he had a helmet. He had the the Viper helmet from the Reimagined, and Mediocre Modeler asked about it, and he went over, grabbed it, brought it over, and showed us all about it, which is really, really cool. So that's one thing. And so we have other things lined up, guys. So stay tuned. We definitely will have Eric Larson back at some point. And listen,
check 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Cool.
Just gonna tell everybody that we need to start putting our thinking caps on. And, the 45th anniversary of Battlestar Galactica is coming up, and we need to think out of the box. What is it that, the fans
what can we do?
Want? What can we do? What do we want? What are we looking for? And let's see if we can make something happen, guys. We don't have to wait for Hollywood. Chris and I have talked about this a lot, and there's been movies like Veronica Mars and all kinds of different, projects that have been funded directly from the fans, and things have been made. Things are out there. So let's.
I mean, look at like I always mention the fans who brought back the Expanse. I mean, from the brink of cancellation.
Yeah. So and they're going to be at the Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con. So we may try to catch the panel for that. So that looks promising.
It's one of my favorite shows.
Oh yeah, so really good, solid sci-fi. So you look at that cover though, man.
Yeah, this is really. So we're
really cool.
Tonight we're starting. So I looked it up just to make sure I was right. So we went from what they called Season 2, but if you looked at we just finished Battlestar Galactica. This is the last one we did, number 5, from Realm Press, and it doesn't say Season 2 on it anywhere, but they kind of call it Season 2. And now they roll over into Season 3. which is nice. This one's I like so far. Season 3 is this number one's been my favorite one so far because it's got a lot of Cylon stuff in it. I guess that's probably why I like it so much. And it has the hero of all of Battlestar Galactica on the front cover. That would be
one of my favorite superheroes right there.
the Jar Jar Binks of Battlestar Galactica.
I don't like when you say it that way, though. That definitely bothers me.
But yeah, it's a great cover, and in the back, of course, is talking about the. I have this one too. We'll get to that one. So.
Oh, that's nice. That's a very.
But this
cover.
is
That's cool.
if you look at season 3.
Yep, season 3, number 1, and
So
there's
this is season
Battlestar
3.
Galactica's right
Yep.
there.
And of course, we have
look at
Cylons.
that. Cylon Raider, Vipers coming in to blow them up and destroy all the evil Cylons.
And actually,
I love it.
this graphic here is what I used to inspire our Battlestar Galactica graphic in the corner. So if you look
Yep,
at our
into
Battlestar Galactica
broadcasting.
corner, I did a remake of it.
It's cool. It really is cool.
So, anyway, we'll get started on this. So I love it. Once again, they started off just like the normal shows. Remember, the show has the Battlestar Galactica there, and they always had the name of the episode in there. So they started off just like this, and you can see we'll give props to all the people who put this together. Chris Scalf, and I can't read them while I'm holding it. So
It's written by James Kahoric and cover by Chris Scalf. Deluxe variant cover by Jay Lee and Jose Villarrubia. Illustrated by Chris Scalf and Robert Scott. Lettered by Mark Haynes. And convention edition cover by Robert Scott and Mark Haynes. And edited by J.C. Vaughn. And let's confirm that Mr. Vaughn is going to be with us
Yes.
November 18th. And if we're lucky, with some extra guests. So we'll
Yeah.
see. But we have Jeff Vaughn has committed to November 18th. So that's a scoop, guys. We're letting it out now. He's
Yep.
going to be with us.
So we're going to finish up, and we kind of, it almost, I don't know how, but it turned out perfect that we ended up, we will end up finishing all of the Realm Press comics by that date. That the next
Yes.
date when they come on will be the day we finish it. So that's pretty cool. So we'll get started. You ready?
Let's do it.
All right, so starts off. I love it. Just like it does. There are those who believe that the life here began out there. If you can't, probably most of us can recite that mostly by heart by now. One of our trivia questions was it the Egyptians, Toltecs, and the Mayans in order. So, but yeah, it starts out just like it normal does. I love it. This is so great. It's so funny. This first part of it is. They're playing Pyramid. Pyramid. Yeah, I'm right. I almost screwed up.
Careful, Cylon, man.
yeah.
Careful.
So they're playing Pyramid. He's got the great pictures here, and Starbucks playing, and of course, Starbucks kind of winning. And it's funny that Sheba is playing in this, and that's a really good drawing of Sheba, by the way. So Sheba's playing in this, and Starbuck bets, and you know how Starbuck, what show was it? Living Legend. He sits there and says, let's place a more personal wager on this. Similar, almost exact same words here. This is, if you think you're going to win, I'll be your personal assistant for a complete secton. Anything you need, I'll get for you. If you win, you agree to accompany me on a social engagement of my selection.
Ooh.
So, and then of course, I love it. He says, okay, Starbuck, you're on. By the way, unless your hot little hand can beat a full pyramid, you can go to the bar and get your boss another ambrosia on you, of course. So he actually loses to her, which is kind of cool. but she comes back with. I think that's the first time that I've ever seen Starbuck at a loss of words. It's not proper to hit on your commanding officer's love interest.
Nice.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool.
Nice.
So they're playing, and then of course goes the red alert. The red alert goes on, and boy, Adama does not look good in this one. I mean, he looks really, really old. In this one.
That's not a good likeness though.
But great pictures of the Vipers going and fighting. But it turns out to be a simulation drill. So they went out and did a simulation, and of course. Ty says, the simulation drill went well. We only lost, according to the computer, we only lost 3 Vipers. And Adama's like,
3.
We can't do that. We can't lose 3 Vipers. We can't, that's not sufficient. That's not going to, so they're talking about doing more drills. And, so it kind of goes, hey, you need to do more drills. And they're like, well, our pilots are kind of bored. We haven't seen Cylons in a little while. And then it switches scenes. So just like a TV show, like I said before, we're going to switch scenes. And then this scene is amazing. So if you remember from the last episode, or last I say episode, I keep saying that, last comic, that the shuttle escaped with either Baltar or the it wasn't Charybdis. It was another Chorus, or I can't remember the guy's name. But the people who were going to kill him. So we didn't know who escaped. Well, now we know who escaped because it is Baltar, and Baltar is found by a strange alien ship.
Uh-oh.
And in this alien ship, so that they got the picture. I love and by the way, if you haven't heard, also we'll show later. Don't let me forget, Pete. Eagle Moss I just put it on the website, or our Facebook site. Eagle Moss just released the information that they're going to be doing the pre-sale for the shuttlecraft for the 1978. So the 1978 shuttlecraft is now on sale from Eagle Moss. And no, we don't make any money from it, but still, it's cool. So he wakes up.
Have to get that.
Yeah. He wakes up and, he has the flashbacks of the shuttlecraft accident. And he wakes up and he's struck by these weird aliens are looking around him, which turn into be, so here's the weird alien thing. It turned into be, ready? We go from this scene to that scene. And that guy kind of morphs into that guy. And that guy kind of morphs into that guy. Imperious
Are you
leader.
excited by that? Are you excited?
That's it. That's Imperious Leader. Look at this. Look at this one. This Imperious Leader is just awesome.
That's cool. It is cool. Look at Lucifer, man.
Yep.
Lucifer looks.
Yep. Lucifer looks mean. Yeah.
Yeah. Oof.
So the Imperious Leader. So it comes about to where the this alien species, which is the the
Asphodians.
Yeah. Thank you. How glad you can say
No,
it.
John Repper told me.
Okay. I couldn't say it. But so this is kind of the alien race that was the Imperious Leader. So we're not talking, once again, we're talking not the mechanical Cylons, but other. So they switches over to, hey, let's go find the Galactica again. And they're looking for the Galactica. We haven't seen it in a while. And I love the Lucifer in here, which is actually, his name is...
And by the way, he's got hands.
Yeah, no kidding. Looks like multiple
got
fingers,
hands.
too. Yeah, fingers, too.
Yeah.
So
1, 2, 3, 4,
I love this.
5.
So the Imperious Leader says, go out and find them. We need to find them. Actually, they kind of scanned Baltar's brain type deal, so they know where they're kind of find where they're at, so they're going to send out the ships to them. And then, of course, we get the... I have to read this part. It's several centaurs later, the killer force.
There's nothing
Hang on.
there.
I have to read it. I can't read it out here.
I can read it.
Oh, okay. Well, you read it then. Oh,
Where
there
are
it
you
is.
reading? Oh, several centaurs later, the killer force of Cylon ships prepares to get underway.
That's it. So they get
That's
underway, and they're in charge by where's his name?
I'm going to shut you down, man. I'm going to shut down your feed.
There it is, Scalv. This one right here.
Which one? Oh, that. Base star 1388903 en route to rendezvous. Estimated time of arrival 51.132 microns. IL series Cylon Scalv commanding. Weaponry and drive system efficiency at 99.744.
Scalv. So that's a new one.
Scalv.
We didn't have that one. So they're out.
Scalv.
They're going to go look for the Galactica, and of course, we switch scenes again back to the Galactica, time to talk about what happened in the past. I love this this picture here. These are kind of the flashback memories, but I like the piece.
Oh boy. We have lived through the massacre of our civilization.
Yeah.
The Council of 12 and our fleet of battle stars were destroyed without mercy.
So, and then there's another great photos of kind of things that happened in the past just recently.
Yeah, look at that glowing eyes, man. That's freaky.
Yep.
That's cool.
And then, Galactica, see, so they're on patrol again, and then they come back from patrol, and they're said, hey, make sure you go through decontamination. Anybody remember the episode where they didn't go through decontamination?
Yeah. Things didn't go well.
They didn't go well, so...
Oh,
but they go through...
Put up that... There's something I can't... Right, that bottom... The bottom... right. Down more. Down, show us a little bit of that one... Right. Oh, what's in the corner? What's in the corner? Down at the bottom. Ah! Right there. Right where next to the yellow box.
Like a spider.
Oh my God, it's big.
So they're
gigantic.
so they go through decontamination, but they didn't decontaminate the ship. So these things that look like big spiders are hiding on the ship, and they kind of look like Cylons a little bit. I don't know where they came from yet, but that's not in the storyline yet. And of course,
they got the Cylon eye.
Yeah, they got kind of like a Cylon eye to them. I mean, and they're spiders. I hate spiders.
Hate spiders, man.
Yeah.
Not cool.
There's
Spiders are not
a
cool,
story
guys.
behind the spider thing. My daughter had a rubber spider from Halloween, and the game was hider spider. So they would put it somewhere where you would accidentally find it, like in a drawer or something. Yeah, I hated that game. She thought it was funny as hell, but it just scared the crap out of me every time. I hate spiders. And it was a good-sized spider, too. Oh. So we switch scenes again. So we now know that something came on board the Galactica from the ship itself. And we switch scenes. And, of course, what do you think? So they found some they found some habitable planets. So, of course, what do you think happens? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? What does the council do? What does the council do? Council says, let's go live there and not go to the Earth. That's kind of what this is going on here. They're trying to talk them into, hey, we're not going to go to Earth anymore. And, of course, Adama is like, no, you're idiots kind of deal. So he goes through there. So, and then Apollo gets a little mouthy in here, and they're like, the council security has to do something about it. I love this part because council security is called in, and it is, let me find it.
Right in the middle?
Yeah, it's over here. I'm trying to remember his name. Reese. There it is.
Reese.
So Officer Reese gets involved again.
Nice.
So if anybody remembers Reese from what's one Earth, Greetings from Earth, and he was also in a couple other ones. But Reese is the security guard or the security council police officer again. So they kind of invent him again, but everything calms down and goes from there. So we switch over to another scene, and Starbuck. I like this scene. I like this scene a lot. Hello. Who do you think is in this scene? Who do you think is in
Take
the
it
scene?
easy. Take it easy.
Anyways,
It's a girlfriend.
It's a girlfriend. My girlfriend. She hasn't contacted me in a long time for some reason. So Starbuck is going to go visit his love interest, and we get some close-ups of the love interest.
By the way, Eric said council wants to settle, and Carl says, at least with this comic, they look like the characters from the original series. Yes. Oh, Eric adds, also Baltar's escape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Reese. Yeah.
Reese.
Yep.
So, there she is. Even in this picture, she still looks good. Really good, really close resemblance. So,
Oh, boy. All right.
she's like, well, you've chased me for this number of years. Why'd you chase me? That kind of thing. And then, of course, we come to the last part, and they're approaching the planet that is habitable. And, of course, they call it Domia.
Domia.
Which in Cobolian, the word for home.
Ooh. Oh. Next up is Hades hath no fury.
That's it.
Interesting.
So
coming July 1999.
there's these, and then I love
That's cool.
back of here. You got coming attractions, and they've got some greetings from Earth. They got some interview pieces in here that are really good. If you haven't picked up the comic, pick it up. J.C. Vaughn wrote all of this.
Yeah. We're going to ask him about that. That's
So,
really cool.
Yep. So there's some other portfolios for the new millennium. I have these. They're really good.
Yeah, they are.
But they're coming up, but we're not going to get to those until after we finish this one. So sorry.
Yeah.
So they kind of give you a preview.
Great artwork on that.
Yep.
Look at that Battlestar Galactica, man. That is so cool. And
then,
trust me, I'm looking at it up front, like in front of me. If our setup doesn't do it justice. When you have it in front of you, you can see all the details.
Yeah, if you get a chance to get a hold of it, and they're not that hard to find. You can get them off of eBay pretty quick, pretty easily.
Yeah.
And they don't have to be perfect condition. I mean, if you want to, look for the graded comics, great. But I like them just so I can look at the artwork. I mean, even if they're wrinkled a little bit, that's fine. And they're not that expensive if they're there.
No, they're not. But they're really cool. They're definitely worth it. So, yeah. All right. Well, listen, guys. That's gonna bring us then to Paul Roeder says magnificent. Absolutely. I'm glad we got a chance to actually present this.
Right.
Eric
Switching.
Patton says switch over. I think that's largely true to most of the Dynamite ones. Sadly, I think I missed something here. Athena likes roast avian with Norg sauce. Good to know.
Yeah,
BSG versus BSG. It's it, yeah. Carl says BSG versus BSG was really bad. It's like they never watched the show. Well, let me tell you, Carl. I actually got to meet a couple of the illustrators and artists for the newest or the last series that came out that was written by John Jackson Miller, who was a guest of ours here on the show, and so he was JJ Miller was telling us how he's dealing with people that didn't grow up watching the series.
That's right.
So
he had to correct some things because people didn't know what they were doing.
They didn't know what they were doing. So that's, I think, what happens with like BSG versus BSG. You get a bunch of people together and you tell them, go watch the show. They don't know anything about it, and they're just drawing stuff. And we don't know if the writer, we should probably look into who wrote it, may not have been a real fan like we are. J.J. Miller, luckily, was a fan. He grew up watching the stuff, a collector of sorts. And, luckily he was behind that, and it came out. They did a really good job. Otherwise, you'll get something like BSG versus BSG. And, Carl, I agree with you 100%. Did not enjoy it. Didn't like it. Glad I didn't buy the single issues. I bought the trade paperback and just left it at that because I really didn't like it. So, but hey, something's better than nothing. At least we have something to talk about. It wasn't as good. But who says that there might not be something else out there? As a matter of fact, we should definitely do maybe, Chris, now that we're talking about it in the future, we should maybe do a quick review of some of the other series, the other Dynamite.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think after we finish this one,
cool.
we should look at some of the other ones. I mean, my favorite ones lately has been. Oops, sorry about that. I've been collecting.
Yeah, Death of Apollo. I know that's a good one.
And this is one of the rare ones. It's the red version.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So
yeah, that's cool. So that brings us then, Chris, that you're all set and in position now for us to do the Cylon Death Machine, and we are
you gotta say it right.
Doing
Cylon Death Machine.
Death Machine, chapter 25.
Hang
We're
on.
on chapter 25.
Hang on. We gotta do the roll.
Okay, do it.
Book versus episode.
Now we can talk about the
now we can
Cylon
actually
Death Machine.
Unleash the hounds.
And man, this chapter is good.
And it's nowhere near the broadcast episode.
It should have been. It really should have been. It really should have been. This would have made, and not that Battlestar Galactica, the Gun and Ice Planet Zero wasn't good. This would have made it so much better. The information on this one is just, of course it's Volpa.
Yes.
If Volpa would have stayed the bad guy, I think we would have done better off than. Although I did love Baltar, don't get me wrong, but
no, you're right.
Yeah.
But they could have done it, and some of the things
Volpa
that you and I,
as a secondary,
as the bad guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
We talked about this many, many times, and what we've talked about is the concept of the originality in the book that didn't quite make it, into the episode because of the rewrites.
Right.
So this chapter, not that long, right? It starts on page 217.
Pretty short.
But the action that takes place is basically what you're referring to. Had to have come from somewhere, and it's not Thurston, right?
Yeah.
Thurston didn't make this up. So this was part of the original storyline. And it was obviously changed.
I can see this was probably part of the original storyline, and because of the violence and death that's in it, it was probably cut because of the censors in 1978.
Correct.
That's probably where that came from.
Yeah.
Because
their
character is going to die. I'm not going to tell you who it is yet, but
not yet.
Someone dies in this chapter.
Yes. And it's not like in the episode.
It is not the same people in the episode.
And there's close quarter battle. There's hand-to-hand combat that goes on between the characters.
Yes.
And it's phenomenal. Yes. Very, very cool.
It's amazing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I mean, it's hard to not give it away because it's that's how basically it starts. It just opens with it. It's just like right there.
Up, so if you remember from last chapter, recap from the last chapter was, they were setting the charges, and the battle was going on, and he went under a what was it? He crawled underneath something. I can't find it. I don't expect to see where to crawl out of the tunnel. Under the gun. So he went under the gun in a tunnel, and they were setting the charges. And now he's crawling out of the tunnel, and there's a stupendous, that's a good word, firefight going on.
Yes.
And Wolf is, and he looks up, and Wolf is struggling with a Cylon.
Yes.
It's the officer, that's the way it's written, the chief honcho.
That's it.
With all of the decorations on his uniform.
Yeah.
That's not normal. We don't have the decorations on the uniform.
That's right.
A section of his black banded sleeve is sizzling. Wolf obviously fired at him, but missed. Now the Cylon, and here we go. This is 70s. Right here. The Cylon creeps all over him. Yeah.
He's a creep.
He's a creep. Yeah,
He's
and
a
the same
creep.
thing Apollo said during the first one.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
here,
he's a
you
creep.
creeps. I always hated,
That's right.
I get it. It's the 70s. I didn't like the word. It
It's a
seemed
creep.
It seemed too after school special-ish.
No, you didn't need to call him anything else. The Cylon's a creep.
Yeah.
Louise, thank you for joining us. We're doing the Cylon Death Machine, chapter 25.
So he's fighting with them, and the gun's pointed in the air, and he fires off a round. Another key point here is now we've bounced back and forth, and I know Mediocre Modeler asked the last time what the pistol was called, and in here it's called a laser pistol in this chapter. So and it gets to get used in this chapter too, and it was used in the original pilot book to shoot at the controls on the elevator and at the Ovion things, and he actually in there he cuts out something too. So we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm jumping ahead.
Yeah. Yes, you are.
So go ahead. You want to jump in, Pete?
Don't be creepy.
Don't be creepy.
So,
you creep.
Volpa and Wolf are actually in a hand-to-hand fight, and Volpa lifts Wolf up
over his
head. And now remember, this is a Croft, right? We open this chapter with Croft, and Croft, it's his perspective, his POV, and he says that he didn't know how strong the Cylons were.
Yeah.
He was like dumbfounded because Wolf was a hell of a fighter, and he's like a big guy, and Volpa's able to pick him up, and his feet are dangling.
Yeah, and he said, I wasn't, I've tried to beat Wolf, I've only beat Wolf one time. Other than that, every time he's fought with Wolf, he's lost. And Wolf's a hell of a fighter, but the Cylon's just toying with him.
Oh yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yep.
So he's holding Wolf, and he's got him one arm, and he's starting to crush him.
Yeah, at one point it says in here so he's kind of keeping people from shooting at him, and then he puts him in an embrace. So I guess he drops him back down, puts him in a brace, and he's in where is it at? I gotta find it.
Croft.
Gloved hand between himself, Wolf's head. Oh, hang on. Croft, he's using Wolf as a shield. Backing into a tunnel, he keeps his attention on both Lita and me. Picking up Wolf even higher, he squeezes him in a fierce, one-armed embrace. I can hear the bones crack inside of Wolf's body.
Crazy.
Wow.
Crazy strong. Because they're just creepy Cylons.
Yep. Creepy.
They're creeps. Yeah, they're creeps.
But strong.
And they have like that crazy strength.
That creepy, crazy strength.
So he's crushing Wolf.
Yeah, he crushed and kills him.
He's holding
him and kills him.
Yeah, he actually snaps his neck.
Yep, snaps his neck. And,
Breaks
it goes
his
on.
neck.
It says he pushes Wolf's head backwards, breaking his neck. Then tosses Wolf towards Lita as if the body were a light bundle.
Not cool. Not cool.
Wow.
They should not be that strong. Cylons should not be strong at all.
How creepy are we now?
Very creepy. Super creepy, sir.
Creepy
Super
strong,
creepy,
man.
sir.
Yeah, creepy strong.
Sir. Oh boy, that's
But
just,
he breaks his neck, and then he runs down the tunnel, and then closes the door and kind of takes off in his ship.
Yeah, that's how he escapes.
Yep,
and then
which is what was supposed to happen in the original episode, anyways.
Right, he does fire at him. Croft does take.
Yeah,
he shoots at him, but
he's so
obviously
out,
yeah.
Yep.
Just call this chapter "Creep Show." I would, because Cylons are creepy. But that's beside the point, Eric. Yeah.
I need something that makes the.
Okay.
I'll have it.
What are you looking for?
The crunchy sound.
Oh yeah, that's what you should do.
There's your Wolf. You hear
Poor
those bones
Wolf.
cracking?
Poor Wolf. So
So here we are again. So in the original episode, what happened to Wolf? No, that's not what happened to Wolf.
no, he runs off.
He runs off.
Yeah, he just
gets
runs
away.
off. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets away. No problem. Piece of cake. And remember, they're like, where's he running to? And it doesn't matter. He just takes off.
Yep,
It's like,
doesn't
let him
matter.
go. Yeah, crazy man.
Yep.
Get out of here. And this one, he gets horribly killed
Yes.
by a Cylon. And I don't know what's worse. It's if Volpa was gold crushing Wolf, or if it was a Cylon Centurion and they had actually dressed up one of the silver ones to look with like he has
With
that
the
stuff.
special stripes
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything
yeah,
else. Yeah.
yeah.
I would like to seen that.
Yeah. So he gets killed, and then so Lita and Croft are mentally dealing with this, and now they have to repel to get back to safety, right?
So yeah, well, they don't have to repel to go at safety. What happens is, so they run to the elevator. So remember the elevators. It's one of the weird parts of the story to begin with is why Volpa took a ship up instead of reason why Volpa took a ship up is so he could escape in it. So Volpa flies a ship up to the top of the thing instead of going through the elevator, which I couldn't understand.
Well, now he has a ship.
So yeah, that's how he gets away. So we get that.
Right. But if I had a choice between having my personal ship, like my car next to me, and not having the car, I take the car, bro.
Right.
I want the car.
But you got the elevator just 10 steps away. But now I got to walk outside, get in the ship, fire up the engines, fly up like a couple kilometers maybe, and then land.
I'll
And
fly
get
wherever
out
the hell I want.
Yeah.
I'll go where I want.
Yeah.
I do what I want. I'm Volpa.
That's it.
Don't put controls over Volpa, man.
So
he's got choices, Chris.
That's
He
it.
can either take the elevator or he can take the ship. You have a problem with that?
If I were Volpa, I would have taken the shorter route, but
What is no imagination?
Yeah. So he escapes, and then they all run and get into the elevator finally, and then Starbuck is supposed to be at the other end of the elevator, and so they're going down the elevator, and the trip down is the old countdown thing. So Apollo's in there, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, are we going to escape? Is the elevator going to get cut? The cable going to cut when it goes off?" And they're traveling down. Apollo's doing the 10, 9,
Yes.
8.
It's like 10 microns, 8 microns left. Yeah.
Thanks, Apollo. We don't need any more stress than we already have, so why not throw some more in there? So, and finally it blows up, and the elevator doesn't get cut and fall, but it stops.
Yeah.
So it's Apollo, Lita, and Croft in the elevator. And I like the way the things they say so much nice things about the Cylons here. I'll say one thing for the Cylons: they sure know how to build elevators. That's right.
I didn't know that they're
Cylon,
elevator
king of elevator building.
That's right. That's right. Don't take that away from him either.
Don't take away. Yep,
Now you're taking a lot of stuff away from the Cylons, Chris.
That's it.
They make elevators and they're creepy.
Like, we get rid of the creepy thing. We'll keep with the good elevator thing.
Well,
So
what happens next is not so funny.
You want to take it, or want me to go?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so the elevator stops, and they're like, "Okay, we're stuck. What are we gonna do?" And they hear the old
The rumbling
Starbuck.
of
Yeah.
Yeah.
The old Starbuck, Apollo! And they're like, hey, so they're not that far. They're a ways from the bottom, but they're not that far from the bottom. So
Right.
they're going to look for a way to get down to Starbuck, who says, hey, there's a maintenance channel over here you can get to. A little bit more information than I wanted to know. And it was kind of, I don't know, this part of the chapter was just, it's great information, but it was like too much. You know,
Yeah.
it was just a little too in depth in that piece of it. But anyways, so they're like, okay, so we're gonna use the crampons. That crampon, right? Crampon, is that the right word? Molecular crampons. So they actually sit inside of steel.
Yeah.
So the ones they were talked about earlier, where they could stick them in, they would drive themselves into the rock. These things will drive themselves also into the steel. So
crampons.
Crampons. It just sounds bad. I got a crampon. Oh. Oh.
No, you don't. You're a Cylon. You don't get that.
I hate when I get a crampon.
Oh, that's a sciatica term. Don't talk about that.
Crampons, they suck. Bad. So anyways.
Yeah, they do.
So they're like, okay, what are we going to do? And this is where the mediocre modeler, this is where we come back into the laser pistol.
Yes. Speaking of mediocre modeler, very quickly, he says, so does that mean there is a creepy Cylon elevator inspector?
Yes, and he has a creepy Cylon elevator certificate that he has to put in each elevator.
And he's going to put a laser in your eye.
only so many Cylons are fit in this elevator because of how much they weigh.
Yes, CJ Clark, thanks for joining us. We're covering Chapter 25, Cylon Death Machine.
So they talk about, okay, we're going to have to cut a hole in the bottom of the elevator. So they use the laser pistol, which, of course, was the Star Wars. You can't use laser pistols. We want whatever.
Blasters.
Yeah, blasters. Yeah. So now they're laser pistols in the book. And they fire a beam, just like it was in the first book, where they cut a hole out of the elevator in the first book. Funny how that worked out is now we're back into a laser pistol and we're cutting another hole in another elevator. What is it with the colonials and elevators? I don't get it. They must have a really big problem with elevators. So who would have thought this far into the future they would have had elevator problems like this? But evidently Cylon Inspector did not contemplate an explosion at the top with the Solonite charges. So I think it's really the Colonials' fault. Yeah, I think it's the Colonials' fault on this whole deal. The Cylon, elevator inspector did his job. The Cylon inspector did his job, but part of his job was not to inspect it for Solonite explosions. So they cut a hole in the bottom. A mediocre modeler supplied those. So they cut a hole at the bottom, and they're going to rappel out of the bottom and kind of swing into another shaft. So there's a little bit of a, I want to know, it's kind of it's Lita and Croft, and they had a thing. And Lita is kind of pleading at Croft, or kind of,
sort of, yeah.
What word am I looking for? It's not a plead. It's hey, you're great. Hey, I'm gonna, she's saying, the way she's saying this, so she wants to go first, and Croft's like, no, I'm gonna go first, and then of course Apollo's like, no, I'm gonna go first because I lead the mission, and then Croft and Leader are like, yeah, we saw how that works out, so we're gonna go first, and then she pleads to Croft. Plead's not the right word. She's
appealing to my sense of leadership.
Appealing was the word I was looking for. So yeah, so she kind of appeals to his leadership skills, and he's thinking to himself, maybe there's a chance. I know, we were, before, and maybe now we stand a chance. So she goes first, and she swings out, and she makes it to the ledge, and then yay, okay. And then it's his turn, and he swings out to the ledge, and the ledge gives way.
Yep.
And she falls. And the funny thing is, she said she forgot her gloves up top.
Yes.
So her hands are all raw, it says in this. Yep. And so she's grasping at the rope. And remember, he had these nightmares in the very front of this book. His visions in the front of this book where, she's falling and he can't help her, and she's everything else. Well, guess what?
She falls. And it all
And-
plays out very similar to that nightmare that he
Yep.
had.
But he says it.
And
He
she-
said what he says in there. He says it was so, the nightmare wasn't as real
Yeah.
as what this was. I mean, you hear the scream as she's falling down. I couldn't imagine that. And I mean, I could not imagine someone you love and you had a hold of her hand and it slips out and she falls and you're going to feel like it was your fault, because that's kind of what he immediately goes to. I should have held on tighter. I should, whatever else. And Apollo's like, hey, we've got to go. We'll send, Apollo actually is nice enough to say, hey, we're going to send somebody back. But he's like, he's devastated. And I can imagine.
remember her.
Yeah.
I remember her falling away from me in my nightmare. This fall is nothing like the one in the dream. It is quick, and her scream echoes through the shaft even after her body has struck the bottom.
Yeah.
That's how that closes.
Yep.
It's pretty raw, man.
So
Pretty raw. Which is obviously not how it plays out in the episode.
yeah, I mean, wow, talk about difference in the
Yeah.
episode. Does anybody remember what happens to the episode? Let's see. Let's quiz our audience real quick. What happens to Lita
on, you
in the
guys.
episode? Does anybody
Come
know?
on, come on. Yeah, come on. You guys know. Come on, somebody put it up. Let's go. We're waiting here. I'm more inclined to think this death scene was Thurston's idea since it's a lot more literary.
Yeah,
It's possible,
could be.
Eric. I mean,
Yeah.
we did talk about that a little bit. I believe I think we talked a little bit with you when we did an interview. You came on the show.
Yep.
I mean,
Eric
he
got
was
it.
working.
Yep.
Oh, she took a bullet intended for Croft. That's right. That's right.
Yep, Eric got
Yep. And she gets shot, saving her husband. Yep, John1 got it as well. Does she get shot? Mediocre modeler. Thank you, guys. But Eric, yeah, I mean, who's to know? Obviously, we know from an interview that I believe it was Sharon Monroe did with Thurston.
Yep.
That, he talks about some of the liberties that he had, but he was working with early copies of the
Yes.
scripts, and he was trying to finish the books by a specific deadline, so he couldn't actually make it all
Right.
work.
So he would take the raw
Yeah.
scripts and
Yeah.
create the books, and then the raw scripts would, like I was told. I can't count how many times I've probably said this, and everybody's probably tired of hearing it. They did 18 rewrites of the script before it went to the
Insanity.
went out, so,
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah,
And, you know what?
Go ahead.
Speaking of Sharon Monroe, we still want to have an
Yeah.
interview with her. So if anybody knows how to get in touch
There
with
we
her,
go.
bring out the Buddha. Bring out the Buddha.
Mm,
By your command.
interview
by your
Sharon Monroe
command.
by your command. Interview Sharon Monroe by your command. Interview Sharon Monroe by your command.
Yes. So we Cylons know how important elevators are at conventions because escalators are a hazard to get on. Yes, Carl, you are
Amen.
correct.
Carl is so correct. I can't count how many times I've almost fallen on the escalators.
Yep, that's why elevators are important. See?
That's
Come
why I
on,
have a
man.
civilian handler. It's good to have a captured colonial to guide you around.
Oh boy. Yeah.
But yeah, so this chapter was amazingly different. I mean, I think this would have been so much better than the show. I mean, the show was
hell
good,
yeah.
like I said before, but I
was
think
good,
this would have been
but-
so much better than the show. I mean, yes. So now we've lost. Let's see, we've lost everybody but Croft.
Yes.
Everybody in the Dirty Dozen type thing, but everybody was dead, is died. So, of course, we had Thane, who blows himself up in the book, and then we have not Croft,
Wolf.
that he's killed by Volpa,
Yeah.
and now you have Lita, who dies from a fall, all
Right.
within
And-
3 chapters. So
Eric makes a great point. I do think it's more poignant in the episode with her saving Croft, whereas here it's a bit more senseless. I agree 100%. That's why I think the episode, in my mind,
yeah,
worked better.
I can see that.
All this kind of played a little bit better the way they presented it. Yeah, this definitely seemed senseless. So very well put, Eric. Thank you for that. So yeah, and that's inching us closer and closer to the very end
My
of the
gosh, we're
book,
so close
Chris.
again. Here, hang on.
You know,
We've only got
26, 27, 28, and
that much left.
It goes to 30, but they're really short.
Yeah.
I don't know. So we're almost there, guys, and we really appreciate you, sticking around and watching the episode. And it's about the book versus episode, and we've been having a lot of fun. But Chris, we said that we will be picking up the Battle of Molokai is our next literary adventure. That's as soon as we finish Cylon Death Machine, that's where we're going. And that has it's fan fiction by Lee Gall and Sharon Monroe. And it is awesome. And as a matter of fact, anybody who knows Lee Gall, let him know. We definitely want to have him on. We want to talk about, the ideas. Where did this all come from? How did he formulate it? How did they, get it all together? It's a 4-part series, and we definitely want to explore all that. So let's see, John, I'm not writing on top. I'll freeze to death. Yep, that's right. Later, until next time. Good night. Carl, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate the support. Paul Roeder, later call. That's right. Paul and everybody, thanks for tuning in. So, Chris, we are at the end of our episode as well as that chapter. So
it's
tomorrow,
that time again, huh?
It's that time.
I don't want to go.
It's
actually, I need to go. I got to get up at 4:30.
Yeah, you need to go. Yeah. So thanks everybody for joining. And we had a really cool guest, Tony Bassi, a friend.
It's amazing. I definitely look forward to talking to him more.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a really good guy in person as well. Hopefully, if any of you guys are going to be in New York Comic Con, please let us know. We definitely would love to get together and see you guys. I know that, Mary McDonald and Edward James Olmos are going to be at
Friday. No, Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
They were there today.
They were there today. And
they
unfortunately,
won't do another thing all Comic-Con weekend, which
is really
I really wanted to see that. But I did see him at Dragon Con, so it's not a big loss for me.
Yeah. Well, let's look forward to now. Our next set of broadcasts.
We're going to be broadcasting a bunch. We're going to do some interviews for cosplays.
Oh yeah. And we're going to do some authors and some artists, and we're going to mix it up. We're going to mix it up like we did at Awesome Con.
Get a bunch of them in there so they can show their products as well as their talents. I think that's going to be fun. Yeah. And this is going to be the first time for New York Comic Con for me. So someday I'll get Pete to go to Dragon Con. So maybe next year.
Yes.
But this is my first time to New York Comic Con, so I'm excited. It's one of the biggies. You always hear about New York Comic Con. You always hear about San Diego Comic Con. So, of course, San Diego Comic Con is supposed to be bigger than New York, but we'll find out. I'm excited.
Well,
and of course, this is the year. This is the COVID thing, so I'm sure it's I had to enter all my stuff into the app so I could go to New York Comic Con. So, we will definitely be broadcasting something from there. If not live, it'll definitely be recorded. We'll definitely have a bunch of interviews and some fun. I wish you could be there. Wish you, like the postcard. We wish you were here.
That's right. Well, everybody, for me, thank you very much. Good night and stay safe. You'll be hearing from us again. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. And looking forward to the next time. You know how to get in touch with us. info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. We're on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. And, keep hitting those likes and, keep watching and sending us comments and, whatever. We enjoy it all. And hopefully we'll get to meet up at the next con or here on our show. Chris, from me, I'm going to sign off. I wish everybody the best and had a great time. Mediocre Modeler, always a pleasure having you on board, and looking forward to seeing some of your next videos as well. So listen, everybody, stay safe. Take care. From New York Pete. Till next time.
I gotta find it. Hang on. Hang on. I gotta find it because my buttons don't work.
Fans fuel the fleet is right. Thanks, Mediocre Modeler.
Why is it showing up?
John's great show. What do you got? What happened?
I'm trying to find
Your
the ending
fingers-
thing. There it is. Got it.
You had
Never
it.
mind.
It was up.
Okay, now we're ready. Y'all take care.
Fueling the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet. We'll see. You'll see us online here shortly with all of the live streams if we can and videos. That's been a
Could
long
get on
night.
that elevator, man.
Yeah, I need to get on the
Get on the
elevator.
elevator. Yeah.
Take care, everybody.
Elevator to your bed.
That's it.